right, we're going to talk to Teresa about making tea. We're here in Tickle Your Fancy in McConnellsburg, Pennsylvania. And we want to assemble our ingredients. Today we're going to have Positivity. Now this is one of our new breasties. They are teas that have been formulated for optimum female health. And this tea today, Positivity, has apple pieces, ginger pieces, turmeric, fennel, orange peels, coriander, carrot, and rosehip peels, and it has a delightful fragrance. It's also a really beautiful tea because it has all these natural ingredients. The ginger is especially gorgeous, and the turmeric is kind of chunky in it. So it's going to make a really nice tea. Now, we're going to put our tea into a tea brew tea sack. I choose these because there's absolutely no waste. They are completely organic. They are unbleached paper. They are fully biodegradable, which means when we're finished using the tea bag, we can put the whole thing onto our compost heap and it will go back to the earth and it will not hurt the earth. Now, I know by measuring myself that what I have in here is the classic 6 teaspoons of tea plus 1 for the pot. We're doing a 6-cup pot of tea. And that's going to be ready to go as soon as my water boils. We're also using about a teaspoon for the whole pot of a local honey. And if you know anything about honey, you know that you like to buy the local honey because the bees choose things that work best with our system. So we're going to be putting a little bit of honey in the pot. I always use bone china, and this particular pot now has hot water from the tap in it. And the reason we're doing this is a ceramic pot. And so the hot water is on heat and it's keeping the whole pot is warm because as much as possible you want to keep your heat uniform. We have optimal situation. We have a warm pot. We have our vessel that has been pre-warmed. Now we're going to add a little bit of honey. And as I said, it's about a teaspoon of honey, just a squeeze, goes in the bottom of the pot. I do this for almost all my teas, especially teas that have any spices in them, because anybody who knows about spices knows that you do not have your spice flavor without a little bit of natural sweetener. Okay, so we're ready. We're going to pour the boiling water over our fruit and herb and spice mixture. I pour it directly onto the bag because I want the best soaking, the best steeping. And so now, when we put it on our heat, you can see that it's doubled in size. The tea is doubled in size. We're going to put our lid on here, and I'm going to dig up a cozy. Be right back. Now, cozy will give us the best results because it's going to keep the heat very, very even, and I want to get a timer. So today's tea is an herbal, and ideally we're going to steep it for 7 minutes. Now, because I've done tea for so many years, I know when 7 minutes is up. And that brings us we're now in the official steeping process. And that brings us to a really important part of whatever tea you are having. I developed a tea steeping guide, and this tells the optimum steeping for whatever kind of tea you're making. Here we have black teas, including oolong, pu'er. We also have green teas, rooibos teas, and fruit teas. So fruits and herbals are going to take the longest, and they are the least likely for you to screw up because they always take 5 minutes at least. And with a fruit or an herbal, you can almost leave the tea in the pot and not worry about it. black tea, you want to be starting to taste at 2 minutes steep. At 3 minutes, it's probably going to be about perfect for most people. If it's not strong enough, you stir it and you continue to steep it. But you really want to pull most black tea at 5 minutes. That would be the outside limit for that. With a green tea, they are very fussy, and I think the reason so many people don't like green teas is because they have oversteeped them. And if you oversteep a green tea, you're going to find a lot of astringency. And astringent is that part where you go like that and you make a horrible face because it's not nice on the back part of your tongue. You really do not like an astringent tea. Now, some connoisseurs really look for that, but for the most part, we don't want to look for that. So our black teas are going to go anywhere from 3 to 5. Our green or our herbal and our rooibos and our fruit are very, very friendly and unforgiving, 5 to 8. And with the herbals, if you have a lot of things that are botanicals, meaning they're plant life, you want to go for that upper end with the steep. And then the other one is the green tea, and they are the most sensitive. You really want to pull your tea bag out of the water at 3 minutes, because otherwise you're going to have a blend that you don't like. I have a little gadget. It's a teapot gadget, and I discovered this at a tea room in Mount Airy, Maryland. And you insert it into the end of the spout.
I see.
And physics makes the tea go along. I'll just pour a little bit of this in my cup. Physics makes the tea go along that little gadget and into the pot so it doesn't drip.
I see.
That's the idea behind that.
Very nice.
Okay. Now, while you're doing this, while your tea is steeping and we're keeping a vigilant eye on this, we want to make sure that our cup is ready. Now, for me, bone china. I like the way it feels on my lip. I like the way it feels in the hand when you put your hands around it, because that's an essential part of enjoying a cup of tea, is the warmth from the cup, the warmth of your hand. So that's something we want to look for. And we also want it to be pretty. Now, if you go back to our pot, this was no accident that we chose a strawberry pot as well. So we're getting full of anticipation. We're about 2/3 of the way through our steeping. It's time for me to see what's going on in here. So I'm going to take the lid off, and you see we have a really nice hot pot of tea. And our tea is completely huge. It has swollen. It has taken on, all of the herbs have become infused with hot water, and all of the leaves too are the same way. Now, this is one of the things that I think is integral to learning to appreciate tea. I'm going to pull my bag of tea out because we have steeped for 5 minutes. And this, we're going to put a little fatty over there. You can have a look at him. He might be going back in.
I like it.
Now, I'm going to grab a spoon. Just
Yes,
give me a minute.
ma'am.
Huh?
You have a beautiful tea shop, Lynn.
Oh, thank you. That's very kind. I've been working at it. It's been here for 7 years.
7 years?
Yes.
All right.
So we're going to put a little gadget in our spout, like
Very
that.
good.
Perfect. And I'm going to give it a little stir. Now, I'm going to have Teresa taste this and see what she thinks. Just going to give it to her and have a taste. Okay.
Oh, that's perfect.
Is it? Okay.
Yes.
Well, then she says it's perfect.
Oh, that's
so now it's
awesome.
time to forget about this. Put it aside. It's
Oh,
time to
that's
forget about
wonderful.
this. Put it aside. And we are going to put our lid back on our tea
Oh, that's wonderful.
And we're
it's
going
so warming
to
too.
give Teresa, we're going to pour her
Aw.
a cup of positivity. And let's watch as the tea runs down that little gadget. It's just adorable. And the color is
Awesome.
gorgeous. And now I'm going to grab the camera and take a picture of her
Aw.
enjoying her
Lynn.
cuppa.
Oh.
So what do you think, Teresa? Do you like the color?
Lynn, thank you.
Do you like the
so
color?
much. I love the color.
Okay, and there she is.
So
She's lifting it up,
Oh,
and she's smelling.
oh, I smell.
What do you think? Do you like it?
I love it.
It smells good, doesn't it?
It's heavenly smell. Heavenly.
You like all those herbs.
Yes, I do.
So have a taste.
That's the smoothest blend of tea I've ever tasted.
And ladies and gentlemen, this was an unpaid for Tickle Your Fancy in McConnellsburg, PA.
Thank you.
Saying bye.